This is the Ordinary Business Podcast for business owners who want honest conversations, a lean business, and an extraordinary life on their own terms. Allie, what's your go-to conference must-have? What do you always have in your bag when you're going to a conference?
I have a water bottle for sure, because 2016, I was at my first FinCon, my first big conference for around bloggers. And it wasn't until like day 3 that I looked down and I was like, wow, I can really see the veins on my hands. And I realized I was never drinking water. And even though like a lot of conferences have the little water stations at the back of every room, there's something about having your water bottle on you that you're actually going to be sipping it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like by day 3, I had nothing left. I was like, why do I feel this way? It's like, honey,
It's because you're not drinking water.
you're not drinking water.
Yes.
So,
Well, Allie and I met at Craft and Commerce a few years ago. She actually knew me from YouTube and then was like, hi, I know you. And
because I know how to make a moment awkward.
no, it was not awkward. And then we became friends, and now I get to see you tomorrow at Craft and
Yay!
Commerce again. So
In Boise, always.
yes. Okay, so we're talking today about growing your email list through a giveaway. So I'm excited to talk about that. But before we do that, can you introduce yourself and tell us about what you do?
Yes, I'm Allie Grumert. I run an email marketing agency called Duet, and we work with content creators, the ones who actually care about their audience and want someone on their team to match that. So we do the research, the strategy, the writing, the tech, the whole thing.
Love it. And if you guys don't know Allie, you should go follow her because she's delightful and I love her. And
You're so sweet.
love that I get to see you at Craft and Commerce every year.
Me too.
Okay, so what made you decide to try a giveaway for this new offer instead of just launching it, quote unquote, the normal way?
Yeah, I have a business coach who recommended doing a giveaway for a brand new service. So it's kind of like the one time you can do a giveaway is at the very beginning of a service. Like I've been running one service for like 7 years. I can't be like, and now it's free for one person. That would make a lot of people mad. So I had a new offer. It was valued at $4,000. And instead of just launching, I really liked this idea from my business coach because what I could do is I could have people apply to win it. And with that, I had 85 people apply. And so when you make a big deal about something, like I always like, you just need something to yap about. It's more than like, I just have this service. Now that's the mode that I'm in because the service has launched 2 years ago. I'm like, okay, what's my angle for promoting this? When it's your first time launching it, you can get a lot of help and a lot of noise around something, especially when it's a giveaway. I would invite my friends who run blogging coaching communities. I'd be like, hey, would you want to share this with your people? Like, would you like someone from your group to win a $4,000 offer from a professional who's going to do it for them? And so it's kind of a win for them as well. They're like, hey guys, here's this sweet opportunity my friend Allie is doing. So it was a little less about list growth in and of itself and more like, how do I actually see who would be interested in this if there are any takers? So this was kind of the hand-raising opportunity. And with the application, I basically wanted to see who would this actually be a good fit for. And like, you know, not somebody who's too beginner that they don't have enough content or they're not clear enough on their brand value or what they want out of their website or out of their blog, out of their email marketing to really make it helpful for them. And yeah, I ended up having to pick from 85 and that was a tough thing.
And then you told me that you made around 16,000 in sales during, but then like after as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From people who didn't win. So
yes.
Was there nurturing happening after the giveaway?
I think I had the applications open for like 2 weeks. And what I did it's a little bit mental. Let's just call this what it is. So with every application that came in, I recorded a personal Loom video, like 3 minutes or so each. So, right, because out of 85, I knew that there would only be one winner, which meant I needed to send out 84. Hey, you didn't win, but I want you to see my face. I'd love it if you'd hop on a call with me. Videos/email. So I kid you not, I lost my voice so bad. Like my throat hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was in survival mode. I was skipping Bible study. I was like, y'all, I can't go to Bible study and not talk, so I should just stay home. And so I Yeah, did that for a couple of weeks. And let me tell you, so when I sent those out, it was this personal invite. And then if you choose to, like, you didn't win, right? So I had to plan to send these out after I chose the winner. We ended up duplicating the Loom videos so it didn't look like it was recorded 2 weeks ago. Like, hey, I've been pending your failure. Like, no, it wasn't that. It was just I wanted to have all these videos ready. So I emailed them the video and an offer for like $200 off if you book in the next week or book a call with me in the next week. You'll get $200 off of the $4,000 package. And did any of those convert? I don't think so. So that was a lot of effort, a lot of personalization. I've since done things like that where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to record one video
Yeah.
and call it for the sake of my body and my throat, my sweet vocal cords. So, but they were also getting my regular weekly newsletter. So I send out a new weekly newsletter every Tuesday, and there's also just archived content that goes out on Tuesdays. So they were hearing from me regularly.
Yeah. Yeah. So the videos, they were all personalized, but you said something about like duplicating. So,
Oh, I duplicated the video from within Loom. So the video link didn't say this was recorded 10 days ago.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
could say
Okay.
like the day before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't want anybody to be like, have you been just like pending rejecting me for 2 weeks? Like, can't have that.
No, but you said like none of them really converted. Did any of them hop on a call with you? Did they at least have a conversation?
So, well, yes, no. One did, and she was like, actually, this offer isn't what I need. What I need is an intensive. And I was like,
Hmm.
great. I sold her a different offer. The two other people that I would say did directly sign up didn't sign up within that like 1 week, save $200 window. They signed up over the next few months after they had heard about it. They had applied. They didn't win. They got that video from me, and so within a few months, I had 2 applicants come back and actually purchase it, like signing up for a discovery call with me. And then as I was looking at Kit this morning, I've had 2 other people sign up for the same offer also that summer who were not applicants, but they did get the promotional emails. So it still nurtured those people as well. So I ended up having 4 people take advantage of actually paying for this new offer as a result of the campaign.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so something that I want to talk about real quick that's not necessarily related to the emails.
Yes.
So the giveaway for this $4,000 offer, I feel like there's so much talk in the online space about you shouldn't work for free, you shouldn't give away. How did you, I don't know, kind of okay that in your brain? Because also $4,000, like that's not like,
It's not
hey,
nothing.
here's like a $99 thing that I'm going to offer for free.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of it was I wanted to work with someone who would really appreciate the work and give us a good testimonial. But also the gal we picked, oh my gosh, she was also really clear about this part of the process didn't work, Allie. And I was like, thank you so much. I'll go fix it. So it was somebody that I could tell was like highly communicable. Is that a word? Communicative. And so, yeah, I could just tell that she would take this seriously. She was actively growing her blog, actively creating new content. And so I just kind of knew she'd be a good fit for this. And that was kind of the deal. I don't think I said it explicitly of when we do this for free, you give us a testimonial, but that was kind of understood. You can make that more explicit. I probably should have made that more explicit. So then it was like, I know that I want to do this for free because of all the testing I can do. I have a team. So the $4,000 actually did have expenses that I was paying other people for, but it wasn't necessarily of my time. So I got to spend more time doing the marketing piece.
Yeah. Okay, so you did the giveaway, had 85 signups, 4 total people signed up as a result of like the campaign. Was there at any point during or after that you're like, this is not going as I thought it would? Or like,
Well, 84 videos later and no voice. Yeah, that freaking sucked. Because I was like, no one, not even a reply. So, and I'm really good at follow up. I even like claim I'm the queen of follow up. So we would send the video and then a few days later, Kat on my team would reply back to them and say, hey, I just want to make sure this didn't get lost in the interwebs. Did you see I created a personal video for you? I want to make sure you see this in time. And so like we were doing the thing and no one was replying. And so it was just crickets. And that's where doing a whole campaign, I mean, the campaign itself was really successful with the 85 leads. You're like, my goal was 100.
Nice.
Which is like bananas. That's my business coach. She's like, just shoot for the moon. And I somehow got 85. And so I was really celebrating that this was being communicated, visible, in different markets and whatnot. And then a lot of these folks are still on my email list.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they
Because they're
came because they're interested in email marketing too. It wasn't this broad sign up for my Amazon gift card giveaway. And I get that it's a $4,000 offer, that's wild. But I also was at the time, so this is beginning of 2024, Jess, if you remember, the market shifted so much that like premium offers were like not happening.
Mm,
So it was like, okay, so instead of my like $12,000 offer, I'm going to create this $4,000 offer and try and get more clients. And I was also experimenting with getting clients from my email list because you and I can talk about that. It's kind of hard to get a service-based client from a marketing list.
yes, yes, which I do want to talk about that. But also before we dive into that, I just want to point out because there's so much, again, in the online space. People are like, I launched this and I got 800 email subscribers from this one thing, or like, I'm going to grow your list by 10,000 with a summit, or like whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, I got 85 people. Like, that was great. But also, I know for so many ordinary business owners like myself,
Mm.
I don't have a huge list at all. And
Mm-mm.
so I'm like, 85 is a pretty decent chunk
Yeah.
of
Of
my
like
list.
people interested enough to actually fill out an
Yes.
application.
Mm-hmm.
Jess, my list just teeters around 2,000 and I work in email marketing. So, but also I know that my industry is different than my clients' industries. So they have
Mm,
lists of 100,000, whatever. They're making money off of site traffic because they're bloggers or whatnot. Whereas I'm like, yeah, if you don't want to hear about email marketing or if you're not interested in my services, you can unsubscribe. I'm
right.
not mad about it. And so with that, though, something else that I do within my everyday email marketing strategy is if I'm mentioning a service of any kind, they get an interest tag, like interest
Mm,
colon ready set email or duet debut or the email strategy playbook. And everybody gets one follow up email just because they get that tag. And in that
nice.
email, I'm like, hey, do you want to book a call with me? And if they click that, they get a hot lead tag.
You don't need another 7-figure funnel strategy or a motivational video. So, we asked ordinary business owners to open their laptops and show us the things that help their day to day. Sign up to learn more and get their tips at theordinarybusiness.com/nosy.
And then that just really narrows down the most interested people that I can reach out to directly and just send a Gmail email to them
Yeah.
saying, hey, I'm so glad you're part of the community. I just did this in the last week. I opened up a window of time here this month that I would take like 10-minute strategy calls. And
Oh,
I'm testing that
nice.
out to say like, hey, so glad you're on the list. Would you be interested in this? I'd love to get to know you.
Yeah.
And as much as you and I, we know as business owners, we're like, especially service-based, we're like, I ain't got time. I
I
do
know.
not have time. But my business coach is encouraging me. She's like, yeah, but 10 minutes,
is not,
it's not that big. And if you just like keep them condensed, because if they're spread out throughout the week, you're just going to burn out. But I'm like, I could do 4 in the morning, kind of back to back, get to know people. And yeah, we're still following up with those people to see if they're interested, but that's another kind of strategy I'm doing. And so in general, my sales email marketing strategy is part marketing, part direct sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you can't just expect your marketing emails to convert everyone. But I just had somebody, so I'm doing a promotion for my recurring service called Done and Delivered. And I've written 2 promo emails and the second one converted into a discovery call, which like doesn't happen very often, Jess. This gal's been on my list since 2022.
Wow.
And she's like, okay, I'm finally ready. And so part of it was, she's like, this offer is what really stood out to
Mm,
me. So it's not necessarily that you're not communicating your offer as well. It's like, what is the offer?
mm-hmm.
I think both matter. Because then with these promo emails, I really built them into stories of like this email that got her to click was my journey with personal training. I'm like, let me tell you how when I gave that man $400 for the month or whatever, and I got it on the calendar, I was actually lifting weights on Monday. Was that going to happen otherwise? Absolutely not. So sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just need to hire the person to do the thing so it actually happens. And that resonated with her.
Well, look at that. And I think people underestimate how often it is like the offer or the container or anything like that. Like I recently had a free strategy call basically with somebody, and it's someone that I know, that I trust, that I know would be like a great strategist mentor for me. And of course, she, kind of softly pitched hey, this is a way we could work together. I do think it would be great. I'll email you the information. But it was a 6-month container and I'm a quick start and I love a VIP day. I'm like, I do not
Yeah.
want to work on this for 6 months. I want this
Yes.
thing figured out in like the next 30 days. And so
Mhm.
this is not my vibe. And I just told her that. I was like, I would be interested, but I don't like 6-month containers. I would
Yeah.
much rather have a week, a day, like
To get
something.
this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in general, I've actually taken quite a few offers off of my website that I still hold on to because
Mm-hmm.
y'all, people come to me, they're like, I want an intensive. And I was like, you don't have what you need to make the most out of a 90-minute call with
Mm.
me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just removed that and I just have some things that I share on sales calls or I'll share in my email list. By the way, did you know that I do these 90-minute calls? Book a call with me here and we'll chat about it. Like, I just communicate it that way versus feeling like my website has to like ingest when I tell you. I've organized my website to say, this is the done for you work. This is the done with you work.
Mm-hmm.
Pick which one. And it still confuses people. And so we just have to be the moderators of how much we overshare and causing people to overthink.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned earlier, and I wanted to circle back to about our email list doesn't always bring in leads as
Yeah.
service providers. And I'm absolutely one of those. One of the most popular episodes on this podcast is me talking about how I don't get clients from my email list
Yeah.
because I like broke down why I think that is, what I do instead, how I approach email, why I still do it. So I'm curious just your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And then what do you think was different here that did
Mm.
convert a few people? Was it just the application process, the nurturing? Do you feel
Mm.
like maybe it was a few things? Maybe it wasn't just one thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that this, because it started with generosity, like I'm giving this away, you have an opportunity that already just like people find that really kind and
Mm-hmm.
endearing and generous perhaps. And so that is being framed differently than like come buy my thing. And now it's really cool for me because I know the names of these 84 people. 2 years later, I'm like, oh, I see that you're still on my list. So that's cool. Or I see who's clicking in current emails. And I was like, you applied 2 years ago. Are you sure now is not the best time? Like, is now a good time to talk about it? So, and it's the email allows you to practice how you talk about your offers.
Mm.
And not just email, but the practice of copywriting to get
Mm-hmm.
it written down. It's one thing to talk about it on a sales call. It's another for me to frame this. How does Done and Delivered, my retainer newsletter service, how does this support a client in a way that they'll understand? Let's talk about personal training. Let's talk about how you actually want to take the whole summer off and not send emails. That's what we'll help you do. The same way I show up to the personal trainer and I don't have to think about what to do. They just tell me and it's done. I'm like, I'm happy to lift weights. Just tell me which ones
Right.
and make sure I don't hurt myself. And so it forced me to think about it from the perspective of my audience in a way, though, that creates a concrete asset. Like once it's written down, you have data. Did this work well? Did this convert
Mm-hmm.
well? Can I make this evergreen? Can I try this again in a few months? You now have an asset versus just this idea of like, well, why don't people know I have an offer? So that's one thing, is actually creating a proper launch. So instead of me just doing one email, I'm doing 3 emails and I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving them a deadline and I'm saying, I'm leaving for Europe in July. You have until this date to book a call with me if you want to snag $200 off and be able to start this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on,
You gotta,
book a
yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Which is all very true. I'm not taking sales calls most of July. And so I'm like, next thing you know, you're not going to be able to sign up for Done and Delivered till October
Right.
because of the lead time it takes to get started. And so just building that language in there. And it's not bossy, as you can tell. Hopefully you can tell. I'm not a bossy person. And so it's just like, this is the reason why you have to take action now.
Mm-hmm. Also, going back to the tags and the interest
Mm-hmm.
tags, do you ever go in there and like clear out people?
Probably should, Jess. Probably should. But what I'd like is like, even today, I was looking at some of these people who'd signed up for offers and I could go and see, did they ever click an interest tag for this? Oh, was she also interested in the playbook? I should ask her about that. And it always depends on when they come to you. If she clicked
Yeah.
on that 2 years ago, and I'm in Kit and you can hover and you can see she clicked on that 2 years ago versus this gal who just clicked on Done and Delivered last week.
Mm.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
could easily clear that out. You could clear out your hot leads. What we also do is we look at the domains and we try and figure out what website they're from, what blog, what
Mm-hmm.
content creator, because you also get a lot of like firewall clicks. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't need to work with somebody from GE. Why are you even here? Like, and so, yeah, we just tailor our energy to those people that actually feel like they might be a good fit for the work that we do.
You mentioned the data helps you kind of see what's working, what's landing. Do you ever repurpose? Are you literally sending the same email 6 months later? You're like, I'm just copy and paste, or are you always changing it?
I'm always changing it. Part of it is I have a handful of offers, and so I'm not even pitching my same offer maybe more than twice a year to my list.
Yeah.
Because I always, this is how I plan my marketing, Jess. My business coach is asking me, and now it's stuck in my head. She's like, which baby's crying?
Mm.
If I'm booked out on the duet debut, great. And the duet debut is our signature offer. Those people don't come from my email list. I've had one person come from my email list. But they mostly come from events, podcasts, referrals. Whereas I was like, okay, if I'm going to pitch something to my list that's a lower cost offer, but not like a $30, I mean, I do have a $30 replay workshop, whatever. But I'm like, okay, what if I pitch this $4,000 offer and see? Or with done and delivered, we have a quarterly package. And you're like, yeah, you only sign up for 3 months, da-da-da-da-da. This is what you get. This is what it looks like, because that's going to have a higher return than like a $30 workshop. And I want to book those spots. My goal is to book 10 and delivered, have 10 done and delivered clients by the end of this year. So that's the baby that's crying.
I like this analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm very similar, that it's like certain services get further booked out. And I kind of do something similar where I might not talk about this one quite as much because it's booked out. But since it's higher priced, my people always do payment plans. So I'm also reminding them, like, you could literally book your project for November right now. Just start paying on it and like space out the payments and that kind of thing. But yeah, I like that phrase. That's fun.
Well, and going back to your point, so these launch emails I've written like to be very timely. And that's what launch emails are like, because I come from my copywriting background. Launch emails can be like, I'm mentioning summer. It's hotter than blazes. I felt sweat going down my crack playing softball last week. Like, so I'm like, what are your plans this summer? Are you also going to be out in the sun at noon in Tennessee? Or are you going to be at the pool? What is it you want to be doing with your time? And how can we help alleviate that for you? And so I had a photo of me from my softball game afterwards, like red in the face, and then I had a picture of me in the next email of me at personal training. It was my very first day. I even included a GIF. My trainer was like, can we get a video of you pumping iron? And I was like, sure can. Like a week into it. And so just being able to tell those stories, which might not fit the same in November. Right. So thinking about the timeliness, whereas in November, December, it's like, hey, do you want to start off the year not having to write your own emails, but know that things are happening? That messaging is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I like that. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing about your giveaway. I think this is a super helpful way for service providers to grow their list. Because I think, like you mentioned, it's warmer leads. These people are not just signing up for some Amazon gift card. They're actively interested in this. So I think this is a really interesting strategy. Where can we connect with you and learn all about what you do?
Yeah. So my website is duet.co, duett.co. You can also follow along with me at Happy Subscribers, wherever you're listening to this podcast.
Awesome. I will link that in the show notes, but thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jess.